What's up, everybody? It's Gino coming at you to break down UFC 282, going through the full card breakdown, primarily DraftKings, but we're going to throw some betting lines in there. Before I get started, if you have not done this, please hit my channel with a subscribe, also a like, leave me a comment. Tell me your favorite food. I don't even care. Just put something in there because it really helps boost the algorithm. Getting a lot of feedback from people on Twitter every week. Just please continue to help me in the YouTube with the comments and the likes and the shares because it really helps my channel grow. And I appreciate everybody who has been helping. Thank you so much. All right, so first we got Jane Blachowicz versus Magomed Ankalaev. Not messing with Ankalaev again. Okay, I tried to get cute with Smith last time. Came up with all these reasons. He got a high IQ. Magomed is good. I know Smith got hurt, all that, but Magomed is a very good fighter, and he deserves that respect. Now, the one thing is Ankalaev can get a submission here at 9,200, and he could still not score enough at 9,200 when we're talking about DK. Now, I will say, even though that's the case, at 9,200 and at 7K Blachowicz, because Blachowicz is 550 to get a KO TKO, which tells us that with the under 3.5, there is a possibility there of getting a finish. And he checks the boxes, I don't do 6K fighters, really, so he's 7K. He's in a 5-round fight, high ceiling. So I'm going to make sure I'm at least at the field on him, and it shouldn't be too much to do that. But I really like Ankalaev. I think Ankalaev wins this fight. Ankalaev is going to be one of my top pieces on my parlays this week. And I really like him. I think he's a great fighter. I think he will end up being a title holder before the end of his career. Jared Gordon versus Paddy Pimblett. Now, I was on the fence about this, but you know what? Another one. Jared Gordon talked to me on Twitter, recovered. I really like that. So how can I not pick him? No, seriously. I have been making a living, so I'm bankrupt right now, if that's the case, on fading Paddy Pimblett. But it ain't been working out. But I just know he is not what everybody's making him out to be. I was listening to Dogger Pass, and they said the same thing I thought. Jordan Levitt was giving him the work. If you go back and watch that fight, I just think he's fraudulent. I do think, he's getting set up. I think Jared Gordon, this is a very winnable fight for him, but I also think Jared Gordon's probably his biggest test. So I could see Jared Gordon sneaking this one out. Again, are we checking boxes? 9,100, 7,100, not in the 6Ks. I like Jared Gordon. He's plus 450 decision. He's just a gritty dude. If you look at what he's been through in life, with just overcoming the things that he's overcome, he shows that toughness, and I could see him pushing Paddy the distance and winning a decision. He's plus 450 to get a decision, and he's plus 210 on the line. So I'm going with that, and I'm going with him to get a decision. I'm going to play a little bit of that prop on the decision line for Gordon because I think it's a value. But I will be invested in both fighters on DraftKings. Now, Morono versus Ponzinibbio. I'm going Ponzinibbio, and I'm fading Morono. Morono's scores stink. He scored 76, 79, and 69 in his last 3 wins on DK. He's fighting a guy on Ponzinibbio. Yes, Ponzinibbio's 1-3, but look at who he's fought. He lost to Pereira, to Neal. I mean, those guys aren't the best ever, but they're split decisions, and they're close fights. I like this spot for him against a Morono to bounce back. He does lack volume to score well without an early finish, but he can get an early finish. So I'm going to be light on Ponzinibbio because I don't see him getting that early finish here against Morono. And then I'm full fading Morono. So this will be a fight I'm light on altogether with a fade on the dog. Duplessis versus Darren Till. I said I wasn't going to do it, and I left it out on Till, so y'all forgive me. But I'm going Till. I think Till can get it done here. I'm going underweight on the fight on DraftKings because the guy's scores are not that great for DraftKings. I don't see either guy scoring well. I see Till, even if he wins, it'll probably be something real sloppy. And even if he gets a finish here, he could still score below 100 points. But Duplessis is a very good fighter. And I think Till's experienced, and I think he could get him here. I think this is a nice little bounce back spot. But I'm gonna have ownership of both guys, but I'm gonna be underweight because I don't see this fight scoring well. Now that Duplessis plus 300 round 1 makes me think, okay, maybe you might want to go to the field on Duplessis, but because again, we're just looking for that value. We're looking for who's going to get us the points on DraftKings. Ilya Topuria versus Bryce Mitchell. Did y'all see him and Patty getting into it? I'm sorry. Patty's barking up the wrong tree. It's probably promotional. But, yeah, he will expose Patty. Yes, I'm pouring money on Topuria if they fight. But I don't see that happening. Not anytime soon. So we have a 4-7 takedown upside for Bryce Mitchell. He's fighting a Topuria who has just been killing dudes. He killed Jay Herbert in round 2 in his last fight. He has had one fight go to decision, which that was the law. Respect. He does have knockdown power. He has takedown upside as high as 5, so he could just style his way to a finish in the 3rd round and score extremely well. He is plus 275 to land a KO, TKO, and he's plus 275 to land a decision, so they're equal weight. I'm going all in on the fight, and I'm going to go with Bryce Mitchell. Now, here's why. I think Topuria has been running through dudes, but Bryce Mitchell, I mean, he's 15-0 too. And my thing is he's plus 15. If I have an undefeated guy with 15 plus wins, I don't care who they're fighting when they're winning. But if they're professional fights, 15 professional fights, and he's scoring this much, I think he's a dog worth investment in. I'm going all in on the fight. I'm going to be elevated on both guys because Topuria's no joke either. And he's only 8,400. So I love this fight. From a DraftKings perspective. The over 2.5 is minus 135, but both guys, I mean, they could score well with some volume, so I like them both. We have Dawkins versus Rosenstruck. I think Rosenstruck just knocks out Dawkins, but I think I need to be elevated from both guys because the thing is Dawkins has got a lot of skill. I mean, Dawkins has been crushed, but he lost to Blades and Lewis. Now, the one thing about Lewis, I think Lewis is washed. So, like, that fight for him does not age well for me. He, in his wins, though, he has scored 107, 104, and 141. But I think he just gets pulverized by Rosenstruck here. I think Rosenstruck is a powerful dude, and I think he's going to put Dawkins down. But I'm going to be elevated on both in case I am wrong. Rosas versus Parent. I'm not going to make fun of Rosas, okay? Y'all leave that man alone. He's not ugly. He's not a bad-looking guy. Put some respect on the guy. I mean, come on. Like, okay, yeah, that chin's a little. But anyways, all right. We have Perrin, who's plus 350. And then you have Rosas, who's plus 175, plus 180. I like Rosas, and I like him to get a submission. He's a beast. And I think he just smashes Perrin here. I think that's why he's minus 240. I'm going to be ownershiped on both, but I'm going way more interest towards the favorite here at 9K. And I'm hoping he's like in the 20 range ownership. That would be lovely, but I don't see that happening. You have, hold on, Lugiambula versus Shahabazian. I'm going Shahabazian on the money line. It's Shahabazian or pass. I don't fight 6K fighters. And Lugiambula does not show me a bunch to, he's low volume striking. I don't like him. Shabazian, plus 110 KO, TKO, plus 250 to get a decision. He's minus 280 on the money line, and the over for the fight is set at 1.5 at minus 140. Joaquin Buckley versus Chris Curtis. I'm going action man, and I'm going for him to get it done in round 2. He did lose a fight to Hermanson last, but, I mean, that was short notice. Hermanson did fight a good game plan. He wasn't running away from him. He just fought a very technical game plan. But I do think Curtis here can knock out a Buckley, push some pace on him. I like the fact that the round 1 is plus 600 KO TKO and the round 2 is plus 850, which is not a big jump. So I like him to get it done at that plus 850, and I will be playing it. But I'm going to be heavy on both fighters because, again, this is a well-pressed fight for the guy's scoring potential. One last thing to note, you have Buckley who scored 80, 80, and 102 in his last 3 fights. Alexander Hernandez versus Billy Q. I'm going Billy Q. Billy Q has scored 85, 109, and 141 in his last 3 DK wins. He's plus 225 to get a decision here, plus 240 to get a KO, TKO. He has 2 to 3 takedown upside. He has high volume striking. He's fighting a guy in Hernandez who is the dog. He has a lot of KO, TKO finishes. He's plus 500 to get a KO, TKO. He's scored 108 and 112 in his last 2 fights. I'm going to be heavily invested in both fighters, but my lean is towards Billy Q because I do think he comes out victorious as the favorite here. TJ Brown versus Eric Silva. I'm going Brown. I think downtown Brown or Doo-Doo Brown. I like him. I think he can score over 120. He scored 79 and 113 in his last 2 wins, but he has high takedown upside. He can get some striking. He can get some control time. I think he scores well. I think he takes a less experienced Silva into deeper waters and gets a win here. So I'm liking it, and I'm going to play the over. Now, the under 1.5 is plus 140, but I do think TJ Brown gets it here, and I think he gets it by decision. Salvador versus De Silva. I'm going Salvador. I'm heavy on Salvador with a sprinkle on De Silva. De Silva has not shown me much in his last 3 fights, and I think this may be walking time for him. So not much to talk about there. I do think Salvador's a decent play, and I'm going to be heavier on him than De Silva, but I will have a little sprinkle of De Silva in case he proves me wrong. Stephen Kozlow versus Cameron Saman. I'm going Kozlow on the money line. I don't ever play 6K fighters, but this one, he has 6 straight submission wins and he's undefeated. Again, I like playing these undefeated guys when they're priced low because you're getting this dog value at guys who really they're getting dog value because they're unknown. So I'm going to go Kozlow, but here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to be at least on the field on both, and I don't think it's going to take much to be at the field on Kozlow. All right, guys. Hey, so that's it for the full card breakdown. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm on Twitter. Add my Twitter. It's right in the description of the video. Hit me up on Twitter. Also, join the DFS Army if you want. Right now, we are doing 10% off. If you use my promo code DFLGino, you will get the 10% off. It's NFL season. We got people winning Million Makers. We just had another person, our second person, win the Million Maker last week. So I highly encourage you to do that. If you have any questions about it, just feel free to hit me up. But again, thank you for hanging in with me, and good luck with the lineups this weekend.